Yes, guttation. See, the guttation means, see, the effect of root pressure is also observable at night and early morning. See, generally, the root pressure we will be observed more and more at night time and early morning. So, early morning, when evaporation is low and excess water collects in the form of droplets around special openings of veins near the tip of grass blade, near the tip of grass blade. See, in some of the plants, so some of the plants like this way, leaf surface will be there. Leaf surface like this will be there. This is leaf surface. Okay, so this is petiole. So like this way, leaf surface will be there. Here, what I said. So the effect of root pressure easily observed during night time and early morning. During night time and early morning, when evaporation is low. Generally, night time and early morning evaporation means transpiration process is low, and excess water is collects in the form of droplets. Okay, generally the leaf surface will collect excess amount of water in the form of droplets. Okay, so those droplets are collected by around special openings of veins near the tip of grass blade. See, grass blade means what? Lamina. So this entire is lamina. So special tips. Special tips are present here. Special tips. Through these special tips, through these special tips, the leaf surface or lamina or leaf blade collects more and more water droplets. Such water loss in liquid phase is known as guttation. That phenomenon is known as guttation. Okay, so guttation occurs due to root pressure. Yesterday, so in this inference, yesterday we have seen root pressure experiment we have seen. So the root pressure we can understand through guttation process. Okay, so the effect of root pressure is easily observable, especially at night and early morning. So in these two times, evaporation process is low, and when evaporation is low and excess water collects in the form of droplets. See here, no? Here, comma. When evaporation is low and excess water collects in the form of droplets. See, the effect of root pressure is also observable at night and early morning. Nighttime we can observe, early morning. So generally here, when evaporation process is low and excess water is collects in the form of droplets. So this lamina is collects excess amount of water in the form of droplets, in the form droplets like this way, in the form of droplets. These are called special pits, special openings present at the end of the leaf blade or leaf surface. Okay, so through these leaf surfaces, the lamina collects excess water in the form of droplets around special openings of veins. See, these are all veins. These are all veins. Through these veins, where the veins are connected at the tips, these are called holes. Through these holes, simply these are called stomata. Stomata. Through these stomata, excess amount of water is evaporated. Such water loss in the liquid phase is known as guttation. This is the explanation about the guttation. Next, see here. Here, three theories we are discussing. What is that? So, water movement of a plant through xylem that takes place by two theories: root pressure theory, cohesion tension theory. Root pressure theory is finished. So, in root pressure theory, only guttation comes. So, with the help of root pressure, so the leaves takes water in the form of droplets. The droplets are releases out through special openings of veins near the tip of the leaf blade or leaf surface area. Such water loss is called guttation. Next theory is cohesion tension transpiration theory. Cohesion tension transpiration theory. See, cohesion tension means what? Already we have discussed yesterday. Cohesion tension theory. Cohesion means what here? So the mutual attraction between water molecules. The mutual attraction between cohesion means what? So the mutual attraction between water molecules. This water molecule will attract this. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like this. Second water molecule attracts third. Third one attracts fourth. Fourth water molecules attracts fifth. Like that. This is called cohesion. So the mutual attraction between water molecules is called cohesion. Next, tension. Cohesion, tension, transpiration, pull theory. Cohesion, tension. So tension means what? Due to mutual attraction, a kind of a pressure, tension, a kind of a water pressure creates. Due to that, so water is evaporated. Transpiration, pull theory. So here we have to see one example. That example actually they won't give in textbook. See here, to understand cohesion, tension, transpiration theory, here we have to take one two sides opened beaker. It must be opened this side and this side. Okay, next, so take one more beaker, and fill it with water. Filled it with water. Okay, so even in this also you can fill the water. Okay, so this entire setup you can keep like this way. After that, take one sponge, and even the sponge also completely wet sponge. Simply you can take wet sponge or moist sponge. That means what? The sponge, dry sponge, you have to keep it in water, then automatically it becomes moist. So that moist sponge, you take it and keep it on two sides opened glass beaker. Okay, so the sentence setup, keep it aside, keep it outside environment. Observe carefully. After some time, the water level from this beaker is decreased. After some time, the water level is gradually decreased. The water level is gradually decreased. So what happened through this one, the water is transported, and this wet sponge evaporates water to the environment. This is called transpiration pull theory. This what I'm saying, this is transpiration pull theory. So what happened here? So mutual attraction between water molecules. Mutual attraction between water molecules. So this sponge is absorbing these water molecules. That's why water through this two sides open glass beaker, from the beaker is absorbed water, and this water is evaporates through this sponge. So this sponge continuously takes and evaporates water. Okay, so this is a kind of a transpiration pull theory. According to this, even here also it explains how water moves. Cohesion, tension, transpiration theory explains how water moves. Okay, so here it explains how water moves up in xylem vessels in a plant. In xylem vessels, see here, see, this is the beaker. In this beaker we have filled it water. This is two sides open glass beaker. Here we have kept sponge. Okay, so this sponge acts just like leaves. Okay, so these are tube filled with water. Tubes filled with water. Tubes filled with water. It is beaker. Okay, so this acts as a stem. It acts as a soil. This acts as a root. Okay, so like that. So when the water is available through this, it is filled with water. So through this tube, this sponge absorbs continuously water and evaporates into the atmosphere. In the same way, you imagine this is leaves, this is stem, this is soil. In the soil, these are root-like structure. In the same way, how plant, how in this one water is evaporated, in the same way in plants also happens. So that's why this cohesion tension theory explains how water moves up in xylem vessels in a plant. According to this theory, the driving force for the movement of water is water potential gradient generated by transpiration. According to this theory, the driving force means what? So when water is moves, see, water is moved through this stem. So driving force, when water is moving, driving force means movement of water. Okay, So when the movement of water happens, at that time automatically kind of a pressure is force is created. So that force helps for the movement of water, that is equal to water potential gradient, that what generated by transpiration. Transpiration. See, for example, in the leaves evaporates water in the form of water drops. Okay, so how the leaves receives water? That and cohesion tension. So cohesion tension means what? Here, water molecules. So mutual water molecules are attracted with each other. Mutual water molecules are attracted with each other. So due to this attraction, so the root pressure pushes water molecules upper side. Upper side. So when root pressure is pushing upper side, so however water molecules have mutual attraction. Okay, due to here is continuously pressure is created. So the water molecules are pushes upward direction. This is stem. So when these water molecules are enters into the xylem, automatically one water molecule attracts another water molecule. One molecule attracts another water molecule. In such a way, mutual water molecules are attracted. In such a way, the water is moves upward direction. Leaves. Here root pressure. These three helps for the movement of water. It is a water potential gradient. Water potential gradient means what? So kinetic energy. When water molecules are moving, a kind of energy is released. That is called kinetic energy or water potential. Okay. So movement of water is a water potential gradient. That's what generated by transpiration. Transpiration means what? Leaves continuously pulls the water molecule from outside. Leaves consist of stomata. So those through those stomata, water is evaporated. Okay, so the leaf surface, veins, petiole, those are continuously water pulls upward direction. Pulls, pulls upward direction. In such a way, water is evaporated continuously. Okay, hence this theory is also known as transpiration pull theory. Cohesion tension theory, also called transpiration pull theory. Transpiration pull theory means what? Leaves when water is evaporating at that time from down surface, the water is pulled. That's what carried by the transpiration process. That's why it is also called transpiration pull theory. The bulk movement of substances through the vascular tissue of plant is called translocation along with water. So other substances also, sugar, salts, minerals, various kinds of substances also transported through vascular tissue. Vascular tissue, nothing but xylem. Here given that xylem vessels. So that process is called the bulk movement of substances through vascular tissue of the plant is called translocation. Okay, so this is one kind of a theory. Next, transpiration process. So already we have vigorously studied about the transpiration process. Transpiration process. So transpiration definition already we discussed here. So here the transpiration process. So transpiration is the loss of loss of water in the form of water vapor from the aerial parts of the plant. That only. So this is the stem. This is the stem. This is the stem. This is the stem. So see here, if you will see, these are all leaf-like structures, leaf surfaces. Leaf structures. So the transpiration, it is the loss of water in the form of water vapor from the aerial parts of the plant. So this is entire plant. Aerial parts of the plant means what? These are all aerial parts of the plant. Okay, so through these aerial parts of the plant, evaporation of water is called transpiration. Okay, transpiration is not restricted to leaves. Here you have to remember one point. So transpiration is not at all restricted to leaves. Okay, it is also restricted to cuticle. stem lenticels. See, transpiration is not restricted to leaves only, as there are stomata in stem epidermal also. In the stem also, in the stem epidermal cells also, stomata are present. Through the stem epidermal cells also, water is evaporated. Okay, so that's all. See, stem epidermal cells means what? The stem. Through the stem epidermal cells also, stomata is present. Stomata are present. Through them also, water is evaporated. Okay, the leaves provide large surface area. Generally, the leaves provide large surface area and have abundant stomata. So the here abundant stomata will be there on the leaf surface. So in your practicals, one experiment is there. Okay, so transpiration, sorry, how transpiration process takes place through stomata and stomatal apparatus, we would have to do a dissection and have a look on that. Okay, so the leaves provide large surface area. Everybody knows that. See, this is the leaf, large surface area. It has large surface area like this way. Large surface area is there. The leaves provides a large surface area and have abundant stomata. So these are all abundant stomata will be there. Abundant stomata will be there. Upper surface, lower surface. Comparatively, lower surface, upper surface has more stomata. So about 90% of the total about 90% of the about 90% of the total transpiration. See, aeration, spelling mistake, transpiration process occurs from leaves. It is, everybody knows that only. Already last we have discussed. Only 1 to 2% of water is absorbed by the plant. It is used by the plant, and rest 98 to 99% is lost by transpiration process. So since many days we are discussing, this is the one here. There is no any new point here in this one. Okay, that's all. Next flow. So the transpiration process occurs by various parts. See here, transpiration process occurs by various parts. So the transpiration may occur from the following three sides. One is cuticle, second one is lenticels, third one is stomata. Here stomata, first one is missing. Stomata. Okay, so no problem. Here I have given stomata. See, through stomata how transpiration occurs. Already it is also we discussed. It amounts about 90% of the transpiration in plants. 90% of the water is evaporated in the form of transpiration. The stomata are minute pores present in the epidermis of the leaves and green stems. In the stems also, leaves are present. Sorry, stomata are present. This is already in dicot plants, in monocot plants already we have seen. They are generally numerous on lower epidermis. Okay, in some species, lower epidermis, their number is more. In some species, upper epidermis, their number is more. Okay, so they are generally numerous in number of stomatal apparatus are present in lower epidermis compared to the upper epidermis. They allow water vapor to escape through stomata. Okay, stomata, okay, allow water evaporation to escape through the stomata. The minute openings between two God cells. See here, so a kidney-shaped God cells are present. These are called kidney-shaped God cells. Here, this is minute opening is called stomatal apparatus. Stomatal apparatus. Through this stomatal apparatus, excess amount of water is allowed. Okay, they allow water vapor to escape through stomata. The minute openings between two God cells. The stomatal transpiration is discussed earlier in the morphology of flowering plants, anatomy of flowering plants in that chapter. Okay, that's all. Next one is cuticular transpiration. Okay, so the here first one is the stomatal transpiration. Second one is the cuticular transpiration. Through cuticles also, cuticular transpiration. So where the cuticle is present, see, so epidermis. This is epidermis. The epidermis is covered by thick layer is called cuticular. Through cuticular also transpiration process takes place. It is the transpiration through the cuticles of the epidermis cells of leaves and stems. Yes. So cuticular, these cuticles also here, a small opening will be there. A small opening will be there. Through this small opening, water is evaporated. That is called cuticular transpiration. It is the transpiration through the cuticle of the epidermal cells of leaves. So leaves are covered by thin layer, that is called cuticle. Stems are covered by thin layer, that is called cuticles. Through them also what is evaporated, transpiration process takes place. It rarely exceeds 5% of the total water loss. Okay, through this just 5% of the water is loss. It varies the thickness of the cuticles. Generally, the thickness of the cuticle varies in different species. Thicker the cuticle, if the cuticle is thicker, if this cuticle is more thick, if the cuticle is more thick, then thicker the cuticle, lesser is the transpiration. Transpiration process is less. If thin is, transpiration process is more. Okay, that is called cuticular transpiration. Okay, lenticell transpiration. So it is the evaporation of water through lenticels. So see here, lenticels means again the total bark. See, already we have discussed the mature parts of the stem. The matured parts, these parts are called matured parts. Okay, so bark. So the stem outer region is called bark, secondary tissue. So here there are number of minute pores are present. Those minute pores are called lenticels. The lenticels mainly helps for the stem for the respiration. So it through this water also evaporated. Okay, lenticels. It is the evaporation of water through the lenticels. Lenticels are the minute pores present on the bark. See, once imagine, so mature part of the stem, mature. Okay, trunk part of the tree. So that dark brown in color, it seems to be a dark brown in color and very strong. In those, a minute openings are present. Through those minute openings, those minute openings are called lenticels. Lenticels are the minute pores present on our bark. They contain loose parenchymatous tissue. Okay, generally lenticels made up by loose parenchymatous tissue. So with lots of air spaces through which water is evaporated. That is one major function. And also those lenticels help for exchange of gases. Helps for exchange of gases. Okay, through these three sources, water is evaporated. This is called the transpiration process. Next one, the transpiration driven ascent of xylem sap. See, transpiration. So here see transpiration driven moves ascent of xylem sap. See, xylem, it is the stem. Central part is xylem. In the xylem, so whatever may be the liquid is there, that is called xylem sap. Sap means liquid or juice. Okay, so when the transpiration process occurred in the stem or leaves, so that the transpiration driven means move. Ascent means upside, move water or substances upside through xylem sap, through xylem sap or through xylem liquid. So how it happens to we see. So simply during transpiration, various kinds of substances, minerals are move, ascent means upside with the help of xylem sap. How that the transpiration process helps to move substances towards upward direction through xylem sap, that is what in this heading we have to discuss. Okay, so the transpiration driven ascent of xylem sap. The transpiration process move ascent of xylem sap. Move ascent means upside of xylem sap. Okay, This process depends mainly on the following physical properties. Okay, so the transpiration process, when transpiration process happens, all the substances move upward direction through xylem sac. That is what depends upon following physical properties. Those physical properties are, see here, first one is cohesion. It is first one, cohesion. Okay, cohesion, mutual attraction between water molecules. Cohesion means what? Mutual attraction between water molecules. So already I said mutual attraction. It is one water molecule. It is one water molecule. Mutual attraction. Both will attract with each other. That's why. So water molecules makes a continuous column of water like this way. So continuous column of water. Next one is the one. Next addition. Addition means what? Attraction of water molecules to polar surfaces. Cohesion means mutual attraction between water molecules. Okay. Addition. Addition means what? Attraction of water molecules to polar surfaces. Polar surfaces means what? Towards upper direction. Towards upper direction. Towards upper direction. Such as surface of trachyary elements. Trachyary elements. Trachyary elements means what? These are a part of xylem. So these are always present in stem region and leaf region. Stem region, most probable stem region. So these trachyary elements attract the water molecules and pushes upward direction. Then those are the water molecules are moved to leaf surface. This is the, due to this property, water molecules are always ascent, move upward above the ground. Next, surface tension. Surface tension. Surface tension means what? Water pushes upward direction. Water molecules, surface tension helps to water pushes upward direction. Water molecules are attracted to each other in the liquid phase more than the water in the gas phase. In liquid phase, water molecules are attracted with each other, and so due to this attraction, so this is attracts this water molecule. This is attracts this water molecule. This is attracts this water molecule. It means such a way continuously attracts and continuously water is enters and makes a continuous column of water. Continuous column of water. Continuous column of water. Then water molecules are pushes upward direction. This is called surface tension. This is called surface tension. Okay. So see here. Okay. So surface tension. Okay. So see, surface tension, water molecules are attracted to each other in the liquid phase more than to the water phase. In such cases, water pushes upward direction. How? Here it is the stem. So due to water molecule, tension is created. A pressure, continuously water molecules are attracted in between the stem. A kind of a tension is created. Then automatically water molecule is continuously pushes upward direction. These properties give water high tensile strength. High tensile strength, strong strength. See, tensile strength, strong, very strong. Okay, so due to cohesion properties, adhesion properties, and surface tension, this gives high strength. That is an ability to resist pulling force. Okay, due to adhesion and cohesion forces, the water molecule does not come. The water molecules does not come towards downward direction. See, an ability to resist pulling force. Backward, unable to come. And high capillarity, that is the ability to rise in the thin tubes. The ability to rise upward directions only rise in thin tubes. Thin tubes means in stems. In plants, capillary is aided by the small diameter of the trachyary elements, the tracheids and vessel elements. See, so in the plants, capillary is aided. Capillarity means what? Capillarity means what? Force is generated by the small diameter of the trachea elements. Xylem consists of various kinds of elements. Trachea elements, tracheids, and xylem elements we discuss. Due to these, so a kind of a continuous column of water, and these continuous column of water molecules forms a capillaries like this way, like this water column. It is called capillarity. It is one kind of a capillarity. Next, one more. These are called capillarity. Next, one more. So like this way, number of capillarities are formed. Through these capillarities, water is completely moved up. Okay, so it is generated by the small diameter of trachea elements, tracheids, vessel elements. Okay, that's all. Next, it has been seen that the force generated by transpiration. Force generated by transpiration. See here, surface tension is generated. Due to this, in between water molecule, a kind of force is generated. So the force is generated by transpiration. So that force can create pressures. That pressure is sufficient to lift xylem sized column of water over 130 meters height. See in the, these are all the stems. In the leaves, transpiration process takes place. In the leaves, transpiration process takes place. Transpiration processes takes place. Due to this transpiration process, so these leaves are continuously absorbed water molecule. So here root pressure is pushing upward direction. So due to this, a kind of a pressure is creates that pressure helps to lift the water molecules towards upward direction, approximately 130 meters high. So as I said that, what is that transpiration, diffusion, osmosis, facilitated diffusion, and active transport, passive transport. These helps to transport water up to certain heights. So these root pressure, transpiration pull theory, so guttation process helps to transport water nearly 130 meters height plants. Okay, in such a way, the water is transported to such a great height. Okay, that's it. This is the explanation about transpiration driven ascent of xylem sap. Okay, that's all. With this topic, so one certain transpiration process is finished. Next, still not two topics were there. These topics, next session, immediately after 20 minutes, 10 to 10:40, also my session only. Actually, I used to take 3 to 4 session, so that session finishes are taking. So 10 to 10:40 session also, I only will take, get ready for that class.